we're doing in-house.
All right, this is the Beautification and Arts Advisory Committee. Today is January 22nd, 2024. We do have a quorum this evening. I'd like to go ahead and call this meeting to order. All right, first item on the agenda is to approve the minutes from the last meeting. All opposed? Yeah. What do I say?
Somebody just needs to make a motion to approve.
Yeah, motion to approve, sorry.
Second.
Second, all approve? Aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Okay. So tonight we're going to talk about two different murals, one that we've been previously discussing. I think we should start with that one first, and then we'll move on to the grant from Rutherford County. So let's continue conversation on the mural that we were talking about, or potentially the Greenway pertaining to high school student project. Let's go ahead and start the conversation there. I think the last I had spoke with the Parks and Rec that we had decided that the Greenway was probably not the best place just because graffiti.
That's correct.
Concerns.
Graffiti and flooding, stuff of that nature.
Have we heard any additional information from schools, Rutherford County schools, about this project moving forward?
We have not.
No.
No response. So I think with that being said, it would be appropriate, I think, to put it on the back burner, seeing that we've had an offer from Rutherford County to pursue mural painting. And correct me if I'm wrong, but they are responsible for the artist, right?
No, the 15, back in December, they had given us $1,500 towards a mural, which we actually have started on. We kind of did in-house and through one of our staff members. And you all have a picture of what we're doing right now. We are planning on putting this at Veterans Memorial Park on one of the concession stands, just kind of highlighting the baseball, softball league that we trying to grow back here in the community. And what this is, it's a 4x8 sheet piece of plywood that's being painted on, and then we're going to attach that to probably the back concession stand at Veterans Park, and then put a piece of Lexan on top of it. So that way, if there is any graffiti, it's something we could take that Lexan off and replace it, and not be any damage to the mural. But the reason why we decided to do this in-house was just because of the financing of $1,500. That's pretty much what it cost us to do it by the time we buy all the paint and the materials. So we provided this drawing here. Well, actually, it started, and that's what they're working on. It's not finished yet, but we just wanted to show you all that.
Question, concerns from the committee?
I think it looks good. It's appropriate, nice and appropriate.
And I know the reason why we chose Veterans Park is just because, we're kind of running out of buildings and spaces in Laverne to put murals, and we figured that would be the most visible place for the community and represent the subject matter up there at Veterans Park.
I think it would add some color to it. Yeah, I like it a lot.
Yeah. Any other input on that?
Nope, I like it. I think
Yeah.
it's a good call. Do we need a vote on it or just?
We just wanted
It's all
to make
great,
you
yeah.
all aware of it. That's why we put it on here. The only other thing as far as from parks, I know last time we had talked about TDOT. I know, Carrie, you had
Yeah.
brought up, we did reach out to TDOT the day after. We spoke with Michael Dietz, and David and I went over, and an email was sent to TDOT. They did not respond. I followed up probably about a month later, still no response. I talked to Dietz. He did get a number for a different representative of TDOT. They are out sick, so I'm hoping by the end of the week that I can get some more confirmation on what we can and can't do in right of ways, as far as like a welcome to Laverne sign or any kind of signage.
Yeah. I guess my biggest concern was more about cleanup of that exit following the construction. I understand the construction was probably a big factor.
And that the laydown yard that was for the construction was put into that email also,
Okay.
because he had highlighted the trash thereabouts on the exit ramps and around Waldron Road, the laydown yard, and any kind of signage we'd like to put up in right-of-ways. And we have heard no response. But I have, like I said, I reached out to a different representative from TDOT. I believe the mayor had a contact with, and I was told he was sick, and
Yeah.
the receptionist had said that they would call me back.
What about the town of Smyrna? Do they have any contacts that?
I could reach out to them and find out, yeah. Because I know even there's some just interstate signage there on Waldron Road that's, I don't know if you've noticed, that's really faded, that's signifying I-24.
Yeah,
And I'm gonna ask them about that also, just
just
daily upkeep of
contacting somebody.
what they're supposed to do, yeah.
Okay. Any other ideas y'all want to bring to the table this evening about things we can move forward with?
I'll be honest with you, I did have one idea, I just want to run by you all. You know, a lot of cities, even Smyrna, Murfreesboro, you know, we have several bridges there on Waldron Road, maybe doing Welcome to Laverne. It doesn't necessarily have to be painted or etched in or something, and established 1972, TriStar, something of that nature. So when you come into Laverne, just a thought, something to run by you all.
I like it. I mean,
Yeah.
it's kind of like what you're trying to do is like just something
Just
special
something.
that kind of sets it, like, because when you get off, we just look like another exit. But if we have that, then it kind of, even if we can't get the trash off the side of the road, which we really need to get done, it won't be the focal point anymore. We'll have something. I mean, I like that a lot. Like that's
Because I know Murfreesboro has, like, if you've been down to the square, there's a bridge right there. It says, well, it is painted on there, but it's like, welcome to downtown Murfreesboro. If you've passed through Smyrna, it says, welcome to historic Smyrna or Depot area. So something of that nature.
I think it really marries the two ideas.
But like I said, I'm trying to get a hold of TDOT to see what we can and cannot do, since that is TDOT owned. And
Yeah, anyone else has something to add?
not really for me. I think that that's really a good project to work on next is the exit. That's our face. That's what is the first thing that people see of us.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, especially if the greenway, or the bridge under the greenway, if that's not gonna work, then I think like you guys are saying, space is kind of limited on where something can go. I think if we can make that the focal point.
Yeah. The only other thing, when I was driving around town, I had noticed as a potential area for any kind of interesting artwork, mural, I was driving down through Vane Drive, and they have that water tower up there. And something just kind of struck me about that would be, I don't know how many water towers are in Laverne, but, you know, the couple that are visible in Smyrna usually has some kind of design or decal on it, that I thought that would be interesting thought idea if we get future offers, you know, for artwork or things like that to dress up the town, that would be a potential spot.
Okay.
So just keep your eyes open. If you guys see anything like, oh, hey, like that would be interesting, you know.
Just as a suggestion, not as something we need to do. I know that Domino's in Smyrna, they have a mural on there, and it just got me to thinking in some ways. Like, obviously, we can't just approve anything or say, let's take over a business, but it's just something, just plant a seed, maybe a business can work with the city on space. Like, because it would, one, beautify them along with us beautifying the city. Like, maybe they would work hand in hand with us. I don't know how that would work or if we could do it or not, but I mean, there's a really cool mural on the Smyrna Domino's, and I just was thinking about it.
Another option I've seen with different municipalities, they have their traffic signal boxes. They'll wrap them in different designs. It could be trees or, like I said, TriStar or something that's relevant to their city. But it's just an idea.
else? Ideas, thoughts, suggestions?
I had something that's kind of moving a little bit away from murals and stationary
yeah.
art stuff. So I remember hearing a little bit ago that there was some drama with NES putting that pole in the middle of the roundabout. So I drive through that roundabout every day, and one of the themes that I think, in addition to with our mural, that ties us into the greater Nashville area is something in that roundabout. Like the sticks
Yeah.
down by Music City Center are a big joke, obviously, but something in there. And since NES already has kind of torn up that ground, I wonder if we can approach them and be like, can we plant some ornamental, like native grasses instead of it just being burnt out Bermuda grass? And then since they're already kind of, you know, in the wrong there, be like, hey, make it up to us. Plant something pretty in the middle there, not necessarily orange and blue sticks, because
Yeah, that's a great,
but like
great
something
idea.
low for visibility and stuff, but just something to enhance that, because we have a lot of people that go through there, especially going to the Greenway.
My apologies for being late. I got tied up with my taxes and I looked back. No,
Yeah.
sorry about that.
I do have one other suggestion that I wanted to make, and this is just kind of putting out some feelers. I've been looking at our seal a lot, and just because I've seen it so much, and our signage and the census, and I was just like, I was thinking that it just looks a little dated. I don't know if anybody knows of a graphic
I
designer.
agree. Because especially because we were looking at it so much for the mural, and it was like trying to get that to work.
Yeah.
Like there's
it
a lot of
just-
little,
I mean, no
Thank you.
offense to whoever created it. I'm sure it was great at the time when it was created, but I mean, it just looks like a 90s clip art, kind of. I mean,
it could do with an update.
you know, I don't mean to be comical, but I mean, I'm sure at the time when whoever developed it, it did look great.
Up to date, yeah.
But, I mean, we're looking at 2024. I think it visually could use an update. So I don't know, anybody here know graphic designer? Maybe we could open it up to the community and do a contest, I don't know. But it was just kind of a thought, and I didn't know if people shared the same sentiment that I did about it, but that's what we're here for, right? But that was just kind of my thoughts, if anybody has any connections to people that might be interested in doing that. Even just to give us some samples, I think would be what we do. I need to, of course, I should talk to the city administrator about this, but I'm just kicking the can down the road here, just to try to get some feelers, make sure other people share the same thoughts and feelings as I do before I get myself too wrapped up in something else.
I can't remember what it looks like, so I'll have to do it a little digging, but
If you go right outside here, the special census signage has it out
is
there.
it that even on the rug over there?
Yes. Yeah, it's like a tri-fold thing, and then one has like a couple little people in it, and then like little trees in it.
I'll have to look at it again. I don't remember.
It's on the mural too. It's too
I
late
know,
for
it's,
that.
it's, I just,
Calling
it's
Kim back.
been, like, how long has that been? It's been actually almost a year, like, since that all got started.
Yeah, the mural got done in September.
That was April.
We started it in, yeah, that was our last meeting for it, but it was April.
Whoops.
Yeah, but no, I agree. It could go with an update. I like your idea with it opening it to the community, whether or not we
We could
use
do
that
like a cash
input.
prize
Yeah.
and just be like, hey, whoever has the best one gets a, like, $250 Kroger card or something, I don't know.
I think the next question would be though to the rest of the city stuff, like if they're willing to rebrand
All the
cards
trucks, yeah.
and flags, and
Yeah.
if it's even like an official thing, or if we just have like a cooler one that's.
I would just.
I mean,
say
it
that
would
my
be
whole-
something that perhaps we could, develop it this year and work on rebranding and get it in the budget next year to rebrand, but I don't know, just my thought. I haven't run that past the mayor or anybody else, but
My
Not
only
that I
other
can, but-
concern, and again, it's neither here or there, I mean, if we all like if we feel like it needs to be changed, it's fine, but just something to think about is, we just did do that mural, and it's in that now, so I just,
Well, I mean, it'll always be a part of Laverne's
Right.
history.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
that's, you know, that's
Yeah,
not
I'm
gonna
not
go.
saying
A
that,
lot of
that should mean that we shouldn't do it. I'm just saying like,
Yeah.
that's just something, I'm
I
like,
was
that's
kidding.
the
She can
only
come back
reason.
out.
Huh?
I was kidding. She can come back out and update it.
But no, I mean, it'll definitely still be a part of our history. We don't, you know.
Yeah.
But it's just, some things should be renewed from time to time.
I mean, I'd be curious
There's
too
a
to see
chapter
when
for
that
it.
was.
Every chapter comes
If
to an
it's like
end.
1982, then it's like, yeah.
Right,
Oh,
so,
well.
If it was like 3 years ago, then I'd feel kind of
Like,
bad.
oops, sorry.
Like, sorry. Whoever made that.
so that's, I'll talk to some people. Like I said, this was the first time I really presented that idea, just things that are in this little brain. But I wanted to share that with you guys, just to kind of see what other people's thoughts were and even before I move forward.
It could be cute. There could be some like community tie-in, like at the fall festival, like have a booth set up and kids come
Oh, that's a
do
really good
terrible
idea.
drawings and we're like building it up that way. And then, like I said, whether we use that or not is,
Yeah. Right.
they don't need to know where the final design actually came from, but if there's a community sense built up about it. But yeah, I think we could make it, it could take a year.
Okay, anything else? All right, well, I have nothing left to add. Thank you all for attending, thank you all for watching, and we will see you at the next meeting, which will be April 15th at 7 PM. And with that, I call this meeting adjourned.